So if you guys ever played an Assassin's Creed game, one of the new ones, and thought, man, this world is gorgeous, but why does it feel like I have nowhere to parkour? Because I do as well. That's the problem with Assassin's Creed. It doesn't have a combat problem or a story problem. It has a world problem. Ubisoft keeps making insanely pretty maps, but they're not designed for free running. So the game still technically lets you parkour around these small villages and cities, but nothing else. It's like getting a BMX and not being able to go to a skate park, which does annoy me because the cities in previous games were built with parkour in mind, and the recent ones not so much. I mean, take early Assassin's Creed games, right? AC1's rooftops were basically training wheels for free running. The Ezio games, those cities were parkour playgrounds disguised as Renaissance Italy. Every window, ledge, rooftop, all placed on purpose. You could see the flow, you could feel where you were supposed to go. Nothing was random, movement wasn't a side feature, it was more of a design philosophy. And then the series said, okay, what if we just went straight into the forest, because that's where things got interesting. AC3 came in and went, hey, what if we turned this tree and this building and then this rock into parkour? And honestly, they kinda nailed it. The tree roots linked together like improvised monkey bars. Connor moved with this forward-leaning momentum that made the frontier feel a lot more alive than modern AC game. The flow was weirdly smooth for a forest, and honestly, if you haven't played it recently, go back and play AC3 because the parkour is incredibly smooth. But the main thing is that it proved something important. The parkour in Assassin's Creed can work anywhere as long as the world is built for it, which leads us to the best Assassin's Creed parkour we've ever gotten in Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, I know Assassin's Creed Unity is a bit of a boogeyman word because the launch was terrible. Personally, I didn't have any problems. However, I know a lot of you did, with the creepy no face but eyes guy and a bunch of glitches, crashes, that sort of thing. And trust me, I know it can get frustrating. However, what we can give Unity praise for is the improvement within the parkour. The up and down controls, the rooftops arranged like a literal obstacle course, every building feeling handcrafted for movement. You could look at a block of Paris and instantly spot 3 different routes. The whole city felt alive and responsive. Unity didn't just treat parkour as a mechanic, it treated it as a conversation between you and the skyline. And unfortunately, due to Unity's launch, the game and the franchise switched on its head and went into the RPG era. Now, Origins showed up like, hey guys, big open world now, and the world just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Here's the issue though, parkour needs tight spaces, vertical buildings, and routes that connect. The RPG maps are gigantic, spread out, and mostly flat. Origins' movement system wasn't bad, it was just too general. Odyssey, beautiful game, beautiful city, beautiful worlds, but the cities are then spaced out like islands. And Valhalla is awesome to explore but terrible to parkour in. It's basically a hiking simulator with great lighting and combat. So parkour didn't just get worse, it just had nowhere to live. And then that leads us where we are now with Shadows and Mirage, because Assassin's Creed Shadows dropped with some of the best parkour animations we've had in years. The vaults look crisp, the movement feels good, the speed is incredible, and the grappling hook is actually pretty sick to play with. But then you zoom out of the world and realize it's super flat. Buildings don't connect, villages are horizontal instead of vertical. It's like having really good shoes in a city with no stairs. And I get it, okay, yes, you can do some parkour and the movements there. However, just imagine nowadays parkour in a city like Baghdad, which we go on to because Baghdad is dense. The rooftops line up again and alleys have height. I mean, in a recent update, Assassin's Creed Mirage brought back the jump button and more parkour improvement. Now, of course, Mirage isn't AC Unity, but it somewhat remembers what Unity remembered. And Ubisoft knows this because they've said it. A game director for Assassin's Creed Shadows straight up said parkour needs to be a pillar in the franchise again. Not an extra feature, not a legacy mechanic, a core part of the franchise, which is basically Ubisoft admitting, yeah, we kind of sidelined parkour for a while. But here's the catch, right? You can't revive parkour with better animations alone. Half of parkour lives in the controls and the other half lives in the world. But then that leads to the big question. If Ubisoft really wants parkour back, here's what needs to happen. Firstly, they need to build cities vertically again. Not everything needs to be a flat out sprawl. Secondly, they need to create actual routes, not random ledges, not decorative balconies, actual parkour routes. Then they need to make parkour faster than running. If running on the ground beats free running, then what's the point? And number 4 is they need to go smaller but smarter. Unity wasn't huge, it was dense. Density makes movement fun. If the world start caring about about parkour again, the series gets its identity back overnight. We supposedly have a Black Flag remake coming soon based on all the leaks and the recent Peggy information, so maybe the parkour will be upgraded in that and we'll be able to see what Ubisoft can do with these tight-knit cities. Then you have Assassin's Creed Hexa, which is scheduled to release some point now until the near future. We probably don't even have a date, but based on those leaks, it's set during the German witch trials, meaning dense cities, population, verticality, the perfect space for good movement. So maybe and hopefully Ubisoft are doing something there. My wish is that Ubisoft goes back to the dense urban environments and cities, because yes, whilst Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Shadows, they do look incredible and I'll give them their props in that, the parkour just sucks. And for me, and like many others, and now the developers are saying, parkour is a core point of Assassin's Creed, so it needs to stay like that. Guys and girls, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the parkour in the more recent Assassin's Creed games. Do you think it's good how it is? Do you want them to improve it more? Do you want them to give us more condensed cities with verticality rather than these sprawling villages where you can do barely anything? Let me know down below in the comments section. If you like the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe as well for some more Assassin's Creed content. I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next video.